Hi, Miss Kathy here. Today we're going to learn about food and drink and how to sign them. So stick with us. Fruit. With your dominant hand, you're going to make an F hand shape, which is taking your index finger and touching your thumb. That's the letter F. You're going to bring it to the tip of your mouth, and then you're going to twist. Fruit. Fruit. Vegetable. With your dominant hand, you're going to make a V hand shape. Your index finger is going to touch the tip of your mouth, and then it's going to alternate to the middle finger. Vegetables. Vegetables. Dairy. There's a couple of different ways that you can sign it. The first one is to fingerspell it. Dairy. Another way is to explain what it is. So you could sign with your dominant hand, make a fist, and then you squeeze. That's the sign for milk. And you would say milk, thing, dairy, dairy, dairy. Protein. Regarding to the food that you eat, it's a different sign than the other protein. So protein, we would fingerspell it. Protein. Grain. There's about 3 different ways to sign it. First is that you can fingerspell it. Grain. Another way is to take both hand shapes and make a flat O hand shape, and then going back and forth, grain. And then another one that not widely used, but with your non-dominant finger laying out a G hand shape with your dominant hand, and then you're going across, grain, 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 grain. Apple. Dominant hand, going to make an X hand shape, laying on its side, bring it to your cheek and twist. Apple, apple. Banana. Your index finger on your non-dominant hand is up, and then you're going to pretend like you're peeling the banana. Banana. Bean. Whether it's green bean, baked bean, kidney bean, with your non-dominant finger laying horizontal, your dominant hand is going to make an X hand shape, and then you're going to dot it on the top of your index finger. Bean, bean. Bacon, my favorite. With both hand shapes, you're going to make a U hand shape, laying down, facing each other, touching, and then you're going to wiggle it to how the bacon cooks. Bacon, the wavy part of the bacon. Bread. With your non-dominant arm facing towards you, your dominant hand is going to go in front of it at an angle, and then you're going to pretend like you're slicing the bread slices. Bread, bread. Broccoli. With your non-dominant hand, you're going to make a 5 hand shape. With your dominant hand, you're going to make a clawed hand shape. And then you're going to kind of go on each of the fingers, the little cluster at the top of the broccoli. Broccoli, broccoli. Butter. Non-dominant hand facing up, flat hand shape. Your dominant hand is going to make a U hand shape, and then you're going to pretend like you're spreading the butter. Butter, butter. Cake. Your non-dominant hand is flat hand shape is facing up. Your dominant hand is going to make a clawed hand shape facing down on top and then kind of rising like the cake is rising. Cake, cake. Another way to sign it, continue to have your hand facing up. You can have a C hand shape, which is kind of initializing it, laying on its side, and then you're cutting the slice of cake. Cake, 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 cake. Carrot. You're going with your dominant hand, you're going to pretend like you're holding the carrot with the S hand shape, and then like you're chewing on the carrot. Carrot. It's kind of like you're squeezing. Carrot. Carrot. Cereal. There's a couple of different ways that you can sign it. The first way is with your index finger, make an X hand shape of your dominant hand. You're going to have it facing down. You're going to bring it to your chin. Well, excuse me, on the other side, because that would be dry. You're going to go forward, the opposite of dry. You're going to go cereal, cereal, cereal. Another way to sign it is with your non-dominant hand, you're going to make a bowl, and then your dominant hand is going to make a C hand shape, and then you're scooping it out. Cereal, 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 cereal. Cheese. With your both hand flat hand shape, you're going to have your non-dominant hand facing up, your dominant hand on the top, and you're going to twist. Cheese, cheese. Chicken. There's a couple of different ways that you can sign it. One way is to have a modified C hand shape. You bring it to your mouth. This is going to be the bird, the chicken's beak, and some people will sign bird, chicken. Another way to sign it is continue with the beak with your non-dominant hand facing up and the chicken pecking chicken, 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 chicken. Coffee. With both hands, you're going to make an S hand shape, laying on its side. One, your dominant hand on the top, and then it's going to go around like you're grinding the coffee bean. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Cookie. With your non-dominant hand, flat hand shape facing up, your dominant hand going to make a clawed hand shape, and you're going to pretend like you're cutting out the cookie. Cookie, cookie. Corn. With your dominant finger, you're going to lay it horizontally, bring it between your nose and your mouth, and twist. Corn, corn. Cracker. Your non-dominant arm will be up. Your dominant hand going to make an S hand shape, and then you're going to bring it to your elbow. Cracker, cracker, cracker. Drink. The verb drink or any kind of drink. With your non-dominant hand facing up, flat hand shape, your dominant hand going to make a C hand shape, and you're going to pretend like you're holding the drink, and you bring it to your mouth. Drink, drink. Egg. You're going to have two U hand shape. They're going to be kind of laying on its side. You're going to put your dominant one on top at a cross cross section, and you're going to pretend like you're breaking the eggshell. Egg, egg. Food. With your dominant hand, you're going to make a flat O hand shape, and then you're going to pretend like you're putting it in your mouth, and you're going to have a double tap. Food, food. Grapes. With your non-dominant hand facing down, your dominant hand is going to have a clawed C hand shape. You're going to start at the top of the where the wrist is, and then you're going to come down to show the each of the little berries of the grapes. Grapes, grapes. Ice cream. You're going to make a S hand shape with your dominant hand laying on its side. Pretend like you're holding the cone, and then you're going to pretend like you're licking the ice cream. Ice cream, ice cream. Juice. You're going to, with your dominant hand, make the letter J, and you're going to bring it to your the side of your mouth. Juice, juice. Lettuce. You're going to make an L hand shape with your dominant hand. You're going to have it on its side, and you're going to bring it to the top of your head, and you touch lettuce, lettuce, lettuce. Meat. The generic term for any kind of meat, whether it be pork or beef, meat. With your dominant hand, non-dominant hand, you're going to have it on its side facing you, and your dominant hand is going to kind of make an F hand shape. You're going to pinch between your thumb and your index finger, that little fleshy part, meat, and you're going to shake it. Meat, meat. Milk. Dominant hand, going to have a fist, and you're going to pretend like you're milking the cow. Milk. You're squeezing. Milk. Milk. Noodles or spaghetti. With both hands, you're going to make an I hand shape with your pinky facing up, laying on its side, and then kind of bringing out the little twirl of the noodle. Noodle. Spaghetti. Nut. You're going to make an A hand shape with your dominant hand, and you're going to bring your thumb to the your teeth. Nut, nut, any kind of nut. And to distinguish what kind of nut it is, you would finger spell pecan nut. Orange. It is also the sign for the color orange and the fruit orange. So with your dominant hand, you're going to make an S hand shape. You're going to bring it to your chin, and you're going to squeeze. Orange, orange. Peas. There's a couple of different ways that you can sign it. You can sign bean, but you'd make it very little. Peas, peas. Or you can initialize it. Have the P hand shape and bring it along. Peas, 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 peas. Pizza. There's a couple of different ways that you can sign it. The first way is to make a double X hand shape with your dominant hand. And then what you're going to do is you're going to outline the Z in pizza. 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 You can also, with your dominant hand, with the palm facing up, like you're eating the slice of pizza. 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 Raisins. They're made from grapes, So you can use the R hand shape. And do you remember how to sign grapes? With your non-dominant hand facing down, and then that's the sign for grape. This time for raisins, you would use an R hand shape, raisin, raisin. Strawberry. There's a few different ways that you can sign it. One is with your non-dominant finger laying on its side, and then your dominant hand is making a flat O hand shape. It's on the tip of your finger, and you're twisting. Strawberry, strawberry. I like to make a F hand shape with my dominant hand, and then pretend like you're pulling you're eating the strawberry and you're pulling the green part off. Strawberry, strawberry, strawberry. Spaghetti. The same sign as noodle. You're going to make two I hand shape, laying on its side, and then it twirls. Spaghetti, spaghetti. Toast. With your non-dominant hand, you're going to have a flat hand shape laying on its side. Your dominant hand is going to have a V hand shape, and then you're going to pretend like you're cooking one side and the other. Toast, toast, or toast. Tomato. With your non-dominant hand, it's going to be an S hand shape, laying down. Your dominant index finger is going to make the red hand shape, red, and then you're going to pretend like you're chopping the tomato, tomato, tomato. Water. Dominant hand making a W hand shape, bring it to your chin. Water. Yogurt. There's a couple of different ways that you can sign it. First way is to fingerspell it. The second way, with your non-dominant hand, you're going to make a curved C hand shape to pretend like it's a bowl. With your dominant hand, you're going to make a Y hand shape, and then you're going to scoop it out. Yogurt, yogurt. Eat. It is the same sign as food. Do you remember the sign for food? That's right. You're going to make a flat O hand shape, and you're going to bring it to your mouth. Food, you did it twice. Food. Eat, you're just going to do it once. Eat. Eat. Hungry. With your dominant hand, you're going to make a C hand shape. It's going to face you, and from the top of your chest, and it's going to go down. Hungry. And you just do it once. Hungry. Hungry.